Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Thursday morning, and this is Thursday Morning Live. And if you weren't awake, that music probably woke you up a little bit. But anyhow, buckle up for this morning. Grab your coffee and sit back. We have a great guest this morning we'll get to in a minute. But let's talk about intentionality, right? Are you being intentional about your day, about your business? You know, here we are. Less than 60 days left in the year. How are you finishing the year? Have you given up, or are you still committed and still working strong and hard towards the end? You know that if you continue to build momentum right now till the end of the year, you're going to kick off the new year with some new momentum. Let me take a minute here. Just want to welcome you. If you're new to the show, glad that you're here. Grab your coffee. Thank the person that invited you. And please follow us on social media, whether you are on Instagram or Facebook or on YouTube. Smash the subscribe button, like what you see, and we love the compliments. If you have a comment this morning, drop it in the chat. We will try and get that answered for you. I want to take a minute to talk about my new book, Multifamily Investment Secrets, your guide to explosive wealth in multifamily real estate. 7 category bestseller lists on Amazon. You can find that book on Amazon. If you want an e-version of that book for $4.95, direct message me and I will get you a copy of that. It's a great opportunity to, learn a little bit more, grow a little bit more, and take your business to the next level. Or if you're just getting started in the multifamily space, to get started. All right, my guest this morning, I am super excited about my guest this morning. Jessica Smith is our property manager that oversees our assets in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're going to talk about some, grassroots details and, what makes a property run well or doesn't make a property run well. So we're going to ask a bunch of questions this morning and get some information. But here's one thing that I want to say. The people that get beat up the most and the people that get the less recognition are your on-site staff people. And I just want to commend my on-site staff people for what they go through on a daily basis. Because first of all, I can be really hard on them when it comes to asset management and where we're at occupancy-wise and collection-wise. But not only that, but tenants can be really hard on them. Whether it's a repair that needs to be done or whether they're evicting somebody, and you never know what happened. And I just want to acknowledge the hard work that they put in on a daily basis and what goes into that. So we're going to talk about that a little bit this morning. Let me bring Jessica in. Hey, good morning.
Good morning, sunshine.
Yeah, I was going to call you that, but I thought, no, I'm going to give her a break right now.
No.
Good to see you. This is a little
too.
different light for us, huh?
Yeah, not in the office this morning.
Usually we're a little contentious, but this morning we're going to get along good. So
we're going to try.
Yeah, we are. Hey, so as I start every show, and I always tell people the reason I ask this question is because I'm going to write a book. My next book is going to be, what's the one word? And I ask every one of my guests in one word, what best describes you personally and professionally?
So I've given this a lot of thought. And, from your opening, I would say my word is adaptable.
Wow. That's a great word.
Yeah.
I've been doing this show now for 3 years, and I ask this question all the time, and nobody's ever said adaptable. That stands out. So what's that mean to you?
So, we adapt to every different scenario possible. Just to be honest, from happy tenants to angry tenants to sad tenants to violent tenants, deaths, different vendors that we have on site. I mean, we literally we have to adapt to every different scenario. And it could be 2 different people in the office at the same time, and you're over here and you're over there.
Yeah, right.
You have to adapt.
What about owners?
Yeah.
Or-
Yep.
yeah.
Adapt to them too. So it's like the energy, right? Whatever energy you give off is what I'm going to give you back, right?
Yeah. Right.
So if you're yelling at me, I'm going to yell at you.
Do I ever yell at you?
Not you. I mean, residents. You know what I mean? Like if
Right.
they're screaming, I would be like, wait a minute, calm down.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, we expect a lot. Ownership, I think, expects a lot because, we need you to answer to us and why things are working or not working, but we need to answer to our investors. Right. And we have that investor pressure that we have to perform. It's like any business, everybody's got somebody that they need to answer to or give results to. And, it's all performance based, I think. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
so listen, talk about your background a little bit. I know you've been in the business a couple of days and you're pretty new, but tell people, about your history and some of your background.
Yeah. So I started in, California, where you're at in the Bay Area. I did property management for 6 years out there as a regional. And I think I had like 17 properties in the Bay Area, from San Rafael to San Francisco to Santa Cruz, Oakland. And then it just, COVID hit and it got to be too much. And then I realized I really wanted to spend more time at home. And then I moved to Tulsa. I know, crazy. Who does that?
Tulsa. Tell people where Tulsa is.
It's the center of the universe. Yep. Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I moved here and then I thought that I needed to, slow down because I was going. Took a community manager job for like a year and a half and then met you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So total 9 years.
Do you ever get to see Tulsa King?
No. No. We're not a fan. He holds up traffic.
Huh? He holds up traffic?
He holds up traffic, yeah. Can't go downtown.
I thought he doesn't shoot in Tulsa himself. Everything he shoots is in OKC.
Yeah, he did for the first season, I think.
Yeah.
And then he said it was too hot here and he couldn't take it.
Oh, man. Everybody's got their little quirks, don't they? Right? Hey, so, one of the things I alluded to early on is that you guys just don't get enough credit. And when I mean you guys, I mean the boots on the ground, right? The people that are the front lines, because really you're the front lines. You're the first responder. You're the one that answers the fire department call when a building's on fire. You're the one that answers the plumber's call or the city's call when a water main breaks.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one that gets the tenant running in the office. What do you mean I got an eviction notice? And you don't get enough credit. And, one thing I want to do this morning is just honor you and honor, Diana and Nina and everybody else that works for us because you guys get a lot of shit, and did I tell you we could swear on this show?
Oh, good.
Yeah. And, I don't think you get enough acknowledgement. So I just want to acknowledge you guys and everybody that's listening in this morning that you do a hell of a good job. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. Without the team, we would be nowhere. And picking the right team is so important. And I honestly do not know how I got so lucky to get all of my employees. Diana is incredible. She's incredible. Nina's like showing up and showing out, which is my thing for everyone. Like show up and show out. Nina's doing incredible. Joey, Chad, Anthony, and then we got the new Porter. It's a fantastic team. I've never had a better team.
Yeah. So, it's interesting. So why don't you tell people a little bit about what Diana does and how she, assists you on a daily basis?
I don't even know what Diana does. I mean, everything that I shove at her, she does it, but not just her, it's everyone else, right? Like, if the maintenance guys need something, she's on it. She's ordering. She's, getting the things that they need. She's, she does walkthroughs. She deals with tenants, angry tenants. She does all the 5-day notices. She goes out and knocks on doors. I mean, like, she's incredible.
It's a certain temperament. Somebody has to have a certain temperament and really like people, all kinds of people. Because tenants come in different shapes, forms, and sizes, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Nina is been phenomenal. She's a new addition to our team,
right.
And she is that leasing agent that keeps the needle moving forward,
right?
And she is answering the phone and meeting tenants and prospective tenants and moving people in and growing our asset because we continue to add revenue to it.
Yeah, she's our moneymaker.
Yeah,
she's our moneymaker.
Yeah, and then we've got a phenomenal maintenance staff.
Yeah,
and I think we're just in the process now of hiring somebody that's HVAC certified. Is that right?
Yep. We are in the process. It's exciting, but I'm not going to jinx it, so I'm knocking on wood.
Right. And it's interesting with the maintenance guys, their qualifications. And somebody I want to talk about is Joey, right? I mean, here's a guy that came. He was a porter, cleaning, picking up the parking lot and keep making sure the place, all our properties were clean. And now he's doing make readies and getting units ready.
Yeah.
So
it's incredible.
Talented guy, and I think I think he found a home with us. So
let's hope. Yeah.
So
I think that my team is pretty happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I talk a lot about team, and it's like, hey, I have a great team around me, right?
Mm-hmm.
My partner
Absolutely.
Rochelle, and my partner Kate and Kim, and hats off to them. But it's everybody else that's involved. You guys, your team, our contractors, people that underwrite for us and source deals and brokers, and and I think that's what really makes the world go round, right? Is the team and the team effect.
Yeah.
So
I don't call us a team. I call us a family. Like, we're a family.
Well, that's the culture you've built, though. That's you. That's on you. That's your leadership skills. So, I've watched that in you over the last year. Is you're a leader and you're a culture builder, and that's why you have good people around you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I try really hard. I've had some awful bosses. Some awful bosses in the past, and I promised myself that if I was ever a boss, I was never going to be like that. I'm not going to stand over their shoulder. I'm not going to micromanage. I'm going to give them a job, and they're going to prove whether they can do it or not. And it all comes out in the wash, right? So, and I ask a lot of them. And on a daily, they prove themselves.
Well, I think, and this just goes back, this show normally on Thursday mornings around entrepreneurialism, right? Entrepreneurship. And I never grew up in a household that was entrepreneur, and I don't know where I got it, but I remember very clearly, you talk about awful bosses, working for a couple of guys that I was like, these guys are so unorganized. How do they run a business? I could do this better. And just went into my own business, because I thought I could do it better. And I think that, that goes to you saying, you expect a lot out of yourself. So your people give you a lot because you are not like, if you tell somebody to dig a ditch, you would dig the ditch too. You wouldn't just have them do it on their own and expect them to do it. And there's a lot to be said about leadership in that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I did actually have Chad dig a ditch by himself yesterday, and I was not out there, but I had other things I had to do. But
Chad needs to be working on those stairs.
Yeah, he's working on it, trust me. But we had some major rains the last couple weeks, and there was a hole in the footing of one of the buildings, so he had to dig down and pour some concrete. Um, it amazes me how willing they are to just jump in there and work for us.
Yeah. So let me ask you, what are some of the most important things that you do, or your team does on a daily basis to keep the property running?
So I would say the most important things we do is the financial side, right? We're knocking on doors, calling people, we're doing 5-day notices. We have a really good relationship with our residents. 99% of them we have a really good relationship with. So we have a guy that comes in every day just to chat with us, and you met him, Bruce. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we make sure that we want the whole environment to be fantastic, right? We want them to come in and feel like they're welcome. And then on the other side of that, they end up paying us.
Yeah, right.
When
Which
you're
is
nice.
That's the most important thing is we get paid. What's interesting is, over the last year, we've done a lot, right? We took these properties over and let's just talk about Tulsa 3, right? 185 units, 3 separate properties. We got lied to and deceived even through the due diligence process, right?
Right.
We find that there's fictitious leases. People don't live in places. The wrong tenant lives in the wrong place. Things that we just didn't have the opportunity because of seller resistance during acquisition to discover these things. So now we wind up with this bag of rocks that we are trying to clean up. And, everything from the quality of the appearance of the property to the sign, to the lighting, to, the exteriors and the tenants. And the one thing I want to talk about is, maybe our numbers don't always look like they should look, or we want them to look, but it's the mechanics behind it. So the one number I want to just kind of mention is that, in the last year, we have actually evicted 47 tenants out of 185 units, right? That's a big number.
Yeah.
And we've moved in 40 new tenants. So the move-ins have been great, but it's a net and actually a little less because we got the riffraff out. And I think you still have a couple more you want to get out. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep. Well, Diana does that, but yes. Yeah. I mean, like I said, we adapt, right? So, when we get a horrible seller, we got to go through all the steps to get it back to where it needs to be. And that literally starts with the people that live there. We have to find out who lives there,
And the deferred maintenance and, but here's what's interesting. Even in the sight of all of the crap that's gone on, the progress that we've made has been immense.
Yeah.
And, I have no reason to believe from a performance level that we'll still hit our projections. Come when we go to sell these properties, we'll hit our projections.
Absolutely.
Part of it's going to be market cycle. Part of it's going to be performance at the property level, raising rents, new tenants, a cleaner property, a better looking property, just everything that goes into it.
Yeah. Better residents.
That's a big thing.
Yeah. I mean, we had residents there that, should not have been there ever.
Right.
And,
we just call it beds and heads, and that's what the seller did. He took people off the street and put them in there. And
yeah.
But
they ruin everything for everyone else. You know what I mean?
Right.
All the broke down cars and all the, the drugs and the violence and the, trash dumps and, pretty soon on those properties, we're going to be able to say that, we did this. Like we turned it from this into a diamond. Like, they're going to be gorgeous. And I'm so excited. That's my favorite thing to do, is take a rundown property and turn it into, the most beautiful property on the street. That's
Why does that?
Every
So
single one.
you've mentioned that a couple of times. Why does that excite you more than having a downtown San Francisco core plus property with outdoor gardens and barbecues and swimming pools and why does this excite you more than that?
Well, a couple reasons. Number one, that downtown, those are not my people. They're not my people. Like, we grew up poor. I want to help, the middle class. I want to see them succeed. I want them to have a home that is beautiful, even if it's not a downtown San Francisco apartment. And Class A properties are boring. And my ADHD will not allow me to sit there all day. I have to do something. Diana and I come in, it's 8:30 and we look at each other and we're like, is it 4:00 already? Like, what just happened to our day? That's what I love. I love getting stuff done and being productive. I need that.
But here's the thing too, is I've watched you, and it's at one level a little frustrating for me because, I wonder when you take time for you to relax and chill out. But, I know at 10 o'clock at night, you're answering emails, and I know that, you're up early, and, I've shown up at the property at 7:30 and, you guys are there at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. And it's like, really? Your dedication is a lot to be said too.
Yeah. Well, I don't, it's just who we are, I know that you and your investors own that property, but those properties, those are ours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are our properties. We love them so much. And we put our blood, sweat, and tears into those properties. And it's a good feeling to be able to say, we did that. I want to be proud of the work that we do.
To move the needle. Yeah. For sure. So.
Yeah. I can't wait for the next one, Mike. Let's go.
Well, we're pencils down right now. Let's see what happens Q1 of next year. Right.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Listen, looking, our big thing right now from our end is investors, right? Bringing new capital in and finishing the raise and, getting the rest of the CapEx done so that we can continue to push the needle on the performance and getting the performance up. So,
yeah. Well, I'm excited for the future.
Yeah, I am too. And it goes back to team, right? So, hey, we know our goal for that market is, to have about 800 units in that market, and we're 350 today, and so, next year could be a good year for all of us, and all the signs and everything that's happening in Tulsa today, and the economic growth and the employment diversification, and it's a growth. All the data points to Tulsa being one of the strongest markets as we cycle out of this market cycle we're in right now. So I was really surprised when I came here for the first time to notice, how much I loved it. Yeah.
It's a beautiful place, and I like the heat. So.
Well, it does get hot there, and it rains, and there's tornadoes.
Well, there's tornado scares. It's not, I'll take an earthquake any day, but, those tornadoes, they're scary.
I've been out here a year now and haven't experienced an earthquake. Actually, there was one, but I was out of town.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I'm used to them.
So I'm waiting for the ground to rumble. So,
yeah. Well, all those buildings are made for that, right? So don't worry too much.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
Just don't put any glass on the shelf.
So, Mike, I have a question for you. I know you're
Oh.
interviewing me, but
Okay.
what's your one word?
Huh. My one word is resilience.
Mm,
That's my one word. Because I've had some failures in my life and some setbacks, and I could have let those define me,
right.
but I haven't. And it's about being resilient and bouncing back,
Right.
in the face of adversity. So
Yeah. Just keep swimming, right?
yeah, thanks for asking. So.
Yeah.
Hey, this has been great this morning. I appreciate you. Honor you guys this morning, you and your team. And listen, I just want to do this. If any of our investors that might listen to this or listen in have questions directly for you, can they send you an email or reach out to you?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
why don't you share the office number just real quick?
The office number is, you're putting me on the spot, Mike, 539-525-0065.
Okay, we'll put that in the show notes. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I just want, we're gonna send this to our investors,
Yeah.
just so that they get a little feel for you and who you are, and
Yeah.
But I appreciate you being here this morning. I'm going to move you out. If you hang around in the back room with me for a minute,
Yeah.
let me say goodbye.
All right. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You bet. Hey everybody, that was a fun episode morning. Have learned a lot about Jessica and her team as she's built that team over the last year, and just really helped property growth, right? And that's what this is about. So property management is not the easiest part of this business. It's probably the most difficult part of the business because that's where the revenue's created. So make sure that when you are putting a team together, that you have a team that is excited about going to work every day and committed to the process. That is so critical in what you do as an owner operator in the multifamily space. Thanks for being here. Want to remind you a couple things coming up. January, we'll be doing our annual goal setting summit. It'll be a half-day event. Watch your emails for that to be coming out. Watch social media for that. If I can answer any questions or be of help to you, don't hesitate to reach out. And again, I'm just going to encourage you to like us on social media, wherever you're at, subscribe to our show, and smash the subscribe button on YouTube. You guys have a great week, and we will see you next Thursday morning for Thursday Morning Live. Take care, everybody.